Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Primetime Home Buyers. And you're here with your host, Lashley. I hope you have having a great Monday. I hope you're feeling well, being well, and I hope everything is just amazing. Okay. So today we have a great broadcast for you. You know, we're going to always have an action packed, jam packed. Start a little bit early because we're actually going to be uploading on our sister channel tonight. We're going to be doing our first broadcast on Secure Your Energy, as well as it's going to be broadcasting in the Secure Your Energy Facebook group. Okay, so if you're interested in learning what's going on in the real estate market, that is the page for you. But to stay focused, because I don't want to get distracted, because that's a whole another topic. Today, we're going to be focusing on the redemption process. Okay. So, we talked about the deed process, but before we go directly into the foreclosure process, we want to have that redemption mindset. So, today, we're going to start off with a PowerPoint. We're going to be a little bit formal. It's about a 6, 7 minute PowerPoint. Then, I'm going to come back on the screen and we're going to have a voiceover, meaning we're going to talk about what to expect during the foreclosure process and the redemption process, all the way to we show you an actual foreclosure notice. Okay, so we're going to explain that from the homeowner side as well as from the tax lien owner side. That's why our lives are so diverse. Anyone can learn from here. So let's get this broadcast started, baby. I missed y'all. I missed y'all.
Would you like to learn a brand new and innovative way to invest your extra money that has a low barrier to entry and low competition? What if I told you that it is a guaranteed method to get up to 18 to 20% return on your investment? Tax lien and deed purchasing is the only way to get into the real estate market through the back door. No credit and no loans needed. This method isn't commonly taught, and therefore the competition is very low, for now. Put together a 14-hour info-packed course which will teach you everything you'll need to know to get started. Learn at your own pace, step-by-step guided video and aids to start you on the TLC deed investment process. The course offers many learning tools for new investors, helping ensure you safely invest in tax liens and deeds. Contact us today and join the buyback team.
Welcome to this section of Primetime Home Buyers Tax Lien course. And in this section, we're going to go into understanding the redemption process. Now that you know all of the steps of how to research the tax lien you're invested in, find the actual state information, and much more, we need to learn how to start wrapping this up. So you need to be prepared for the redemption process. So we're going to get you into the mindset of what to expect through the redemption process and what is it. Redemption. What is the right of redemption? What is a tax lien foreclosure? Clearing the lien. Laws and processes vary from state to state. Now, in this particular section, we're not going to go back into clearing the lien, but I need you to understand this is what you will connect to you going through the redemption process. There was a reason why we wanted you to make sure that there was no liens on the property, and if it was, there was going to be something you can handle. What is the right of redemption? The right to redeem. The owner is given a specific amount of time to pay back the taxes, penalties, and other fees. This can be between 3 months to 3 years. In some states, the right of redemption on the parcel ceases after the tax sale. But please note, in some states, and that is in reference to deeds as well, the parcel owner does have some extra time to redeem. In some states, the right to redeem, as we told you, is after the sale. Redeeming means that all taxes, fees, and penalty has been paid in full. Withdrawal means that the parcel is no longer available. This can be due to many reasons, such as the estate is in probate, and you can find that out when you do your research. Bankruptcy, you can find that out when you do your research, as we just showed you. And or an error has occurred, in which we talk about the error in the description and things to that nature. Errors such as not being advertised correctly or improper or no notification can be an issue as well. And no notification meaning that the government office or the party that's in charge of the sale has to put the owner on notification that things were escalating and that they were going to auction off their property. During the redemption period, we know, and as we stated, it can be between 3 months to 3 years, depending on the state. Each state has its own redemption period. We know, we go to the director, we can find that out pretty easy. The owner can still live in the property at the time of the redemption period, so we do know that. When you receive the tax lien, you cannot go to the person's house and say, "Hey, I'm the owner. I got your tax lien." No, they still have time to redeem. So sometimes that redemption period, as we talked about, can be 6 months up to 2 years. Okay. Now, understand that it can be in 3 months, and we say 3 months to 3 years because we're including the deed process as well. If the debt is paid, the investor is reimbursed their original investment with interest and fees. And this is how it's a win and win situation when you make sure you do your due diligence. What is the tax lien foreclosure process? This is when the county or the state is legally obligated or has the right to place the lien or deed on sale at the tax auction. Once the property owner has exceeded their time to redeem, the investor can move forward with foreclosure proceedings according to state law. Okay, so as we move on, you know that we're going to offer a distinct and good breakdown of the general foreclosure process in the United States for you to be able to have a basic understanding of how it goes and what to expect with different types of foreclosure processes. So I want to say thank you for making it this far and doing your due diligence to make sure that you're going to secure generational wealth for your family through tax liens and tax deeds. I want to thank you again Thank you. for entering
The tax lien and tax deed process.
So that was just a little snippet of a part of actually, I'm using that as a bridge video for the foreclosure, entry to foreclosure, and the exit to the deed. So you got a little snippet of that because it's going to interlock that information. Now, what we're going to just talk through for the rest of this live is some things to expect. Now, when you're moving forward with the foreclosure process, we already know you have to know if it's a judicial or non judicial state when it comes to foreclosure. So, we're going to talk about that. We always talk about it. You want to hear it, here it go. We're going to clarify it again, okay? Because you want to know what to expect. Do I need a lawyer or do I just need to record the deed after this? Put them on notice, then record it? Or do I just have to do a title search? It varies from state to state, but it's very clear in the law, in the process of actually foreclosing. In each county, I'm going to be honest, many counties breaks this down into actually freaking ask questions. We showed you this about 2 weeks ago. I was so excited, Minnesota. And we're going to continue with Minnesota when we go into talking about laws. Since we already went into Minnesota and started to show you how to break down the deed process, how they go about putting the lien on it, and some notification documents, we're going to keep on so it can be subsequential for you guys on YouTube as well as the members in the buyback team on the website. So we have a lot in pack for you moving forward. So now you're ready to start foreclosing. Regardless of the situation, if it's going to be a judicial or non-judicial process, if you got to see the judge or you don't got to see the judge, there may be some taxes that still due, meaning that while you were waiting to foreclose in that redemption process, there was taxes accumulated. So now that you are the party of interest and you're going to be the responsible party, the county is going to expect you to pay that. Now, whoa, there should not be any can I say it? Well, it depends. So if you have a redemption process of 6 months in a year, and a year goes by and you started your foreclosure process after the 6 months, like for example, Maryland, now you know that it's 1 year that is still outstanding on that tax lien. So when you go to foreclose, they're going to expect you to not only pay the outstanding taxes, but as we explained, there's some fees that comes with it, which is the transfer fee, don't cost a lot, a recorder's fee of the document, and it may be some taxes on the actual transferring, depending on the state. So you're going to look at that when we show you some more putting on notice documents, but not today. Today, we're just going to show you the initial foreclosure um, action when we're saying, hey, we're coming. But I'm going to show you from a mortgage perspective, and then we're going to take some information out and we're going to switch it up to be a tax lien perspective because it's actually the same contract agreement. And yes, when you send these notices, there's a form of a contract and putting these people on notice, and then you use that to move forward as evidence if you have to do a judicial foreclosure. So what I wanted to clarify, don't be alarmed. Oh, I got some more fees. It's not going to be a lot. What it is, it may be transfer taxes, recording fees, deed fees, and the old taxes. Please be expecting that. So you want to also, while you're doing your initial due diligence, you already know what to expect. So you say, hey, I went to this tax lien auction and I bid it $10,000 on the taxes. I mean, on the actual deed. I got the deed because this is what I wanted. But during my process and doing my due diligence, I found that there is a creditor of interest. Now, you don't get in contact with the creditor before you have any interest in the property, but you want to know. And you can do this research, and it's on a public platform of how much, especially if it was judgments or if it's recorded liens. As time go on, we're going to teach you how to go into the UCC and find mechanical liens and other liens. So that's a whole nother realm. It's not that bad, but once you get into it, you'll be able to find if anyone has a lien on anything in the United States. Okay, especially the homes that you're interested in, doing your due diligence. So you have a creditor, and let's say that creditor has about $2,500 on a lien on a property. So you did your $10,000 investment. Now you know that you're gonna have to pay the taxes that's back. We're not saying the taxes that's back is 10,000. You went in a bidding war. Okay, the taxes is about probably 4,500. Okay, so we'd be expecting to spend 4,500 for the back taxes, transfer of the title, recording fees, and now you have a $2,500 lien. You want to keep that in consideration. You can negotiate with the creditor and say, hey, I'm an interest party. I'm going to foreclose on this because that creditor is not going to foreclose over you. They ain't going to pay you all that money for a $2,500 bill. And you say, hey, I'll clear this bill for $1,700. Let's make an agreement. Creditor will be like, hey, yep, I'll pay it because I know I'll take it because I know that it's not your debt and I was going to get paid anyway. But unless the home was under a mortgage and then they were going to liquidate it, or it was under a bankruptcy term and liquidated, and creditors do get paid that way too. So now instead of 2,500, you have 1,700, $10,000 investment. Plus you have the 4,500 for the taxes, recording fees, 200, this, that, and third. Not a lot. Let's talk about the consideration of the value of the property. This is all hypothetically. Now we know we got an inflated market. So if I say the property worth 225,000, that's not being crazy. Taxes about $4,000, $2,500, depending on the state and the county. So this is about a good example. You invested less than, let's say, $25,000, and not even that because it's not even 25 because we said 10, 2,500, 4,500. So we already at 18, 19,000. Got your recorder fees, transfer fees. I'm going to say 25,000, and that's not an all in one whop, depending on the redemption time, the process you have to go through will be possibly your initial investment on a home of $225,000. Give or take, you get the home and you flip it for 175,000 for a short sale. You don't want to cut the market, but if that's what you want to do and you don't want to be a homeowner and you know how inflated the market is, this can happen 2.5 year period. And I'm saying this based on a state that has a 6 month redemption period if it's a tax lien state. We're not even talking about a D state. Now, if it's a D state, most likely you're going to be moving forward faster than that. And I can say a year and a half or so. A year and a half or so, you'll probably be looking at starting to want to flip your property. So we're talking about investment versus fair market value, keeping that in mind at the beginning before you go to the tax lien sale. This is what we do at Primetime Home Buyers. We thought about it all. Okay. Not everything, but if most things. Okay. So now we're going to review all expectations. We know we got creditors that we're going to pay off. We know we have lenders that we have to put on notice. And guess who? How does this go, guys? Remember this: it's God, IRS, and the tax lien investor, then the mortgage company. Yes, yes. And I say that because that's how it goes to seniority. That's how it goes with superiority when it comes to the tax lien. You're in a very superior position if you don't know it. So the only person that you cannot beat out is the IRS. Okay? All right. You had to pay Uncle Sham. Sham said you're going to have to pay me. All right. So this is some of the things that you're going to expect as an investor. And then you're going to know from the beginning, do I have to get a lawyer to do all of this? I'm a new investor. I don't want to take a chance. So let me see, can I do my due diligence? Find a title company. Title may can secure your title for $250. Title research is not that expensive. The most I've seen some title companies go up to is about 450, and that is with insurance. And when the title is insured, that means that anyone that comes back to talk upon the title to try to say, "Hey, this is mine. I owe it. You owe me." No, the title company is responsible. So you get an extra buffer for that amount. And I'm not saying use the title company while you're doing your due diligence because you don't know if you're going to get the property. Just know if you have to use a title company in the end result, have these things set up already. And please excuse my lighting. It looks really funny on the camera, but yeah, I just noticed that it looks a little weird. Now, let's move on to the non-judicial foreclosure states versus the judicial. Y'all hear me talk about it, but I don't go into detail about it a lot because I want y'all to know it. And I keep getting this important phone call, and I'm not going to put y'all on hold, but I'm going to have to tell the person because it's somebody very important. It's my mother. I'm going to tell her I'm going to call in a few. If your mama call while you're live, you just got to stop. I'm sorry. Because she keep calling. All right. Now, back to judicial versus non-judicial. I do apologize. When your mama calling, you got to stop. When your mother calling, you say, hey. So now, non-judicial foreclosures versus judicial. What we know about non-judicial foreclosure states, there is a more direct foreclosure process. Usually, a lot of that time is connected to the deed states. So let's keep that in mind. And also, it's also connected with lenders. They usually have non-judicial foreclosure process. As we mentioned, the reason why is because as a person that is subordinate to a loan, you have signed a warranty deed, and you also have made them the grantor and you the grantee of your property. And the only way that it's released to you is if you satisfy the mortgage. So this is why they use this evidence to basically go through the non-judicial foreclosure process, which is sending some documents through the courts, making them notified, but it's not as long. So if you don't understand how mortgage companies move very fastly through their process, they only go to court if you come to say, I can test, I need, more time, I want to have some type of mediation or payment, and they won't go to court for that. You can call them about that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they go through the non-judicial. And as tax lien investors and tax deed investors, a lot of deed states require you to go through the non-judicial, which is amazing, such as Georgia. Non-judicial, no judge. But you need to make sure that the title is clear there in Georgia, and then you paying recording and transfer fees. You see? So that's an example. So I'm going to give you some more non-traditional states. So you can't say I teach you how to understand non-traditional, because I be like, what's traditional? Non-traditional. I'm going to be that teacher next week again at the end of the week. On Friday, I'm going to ask, what is judicial? And y'all going to say, judicial is the judge. Non-judicial. Non-judicial require you to put people on notice, but you may not have to see the judge. It's a more passive process. Lenders use it in a lot of these states. That's the answer I want to hear. Okay, moving forward. So some of the non-traditional foreclosure states are Alabama, Alaska. I'm going to jump around because there's so many. California, Colorado, as we mentioned, Georgia, Hawaii. Yeah, I like Hawaii. Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, West Virginia, Utah, Wyoming. The list is long. So if you're part of the buyback team and you took the foreclosure class or you're in the full course, you'll have the PDF with all of this on there. Now, after home is foreclosed on, before we go into judicial, the residents of the home may be issued a notice to quit or other a warrant to evict. Okay, and that is basically you're looking for a writ of possession. You as the tax lien investor. Okay, so this is part of the process of a non-judicial state. Never forget it. You can't say I got it. Walk up in there, get out, get out, get out. No, you cannot say that. I will warn y'all. That's trespassing unless you got a judge's order. Even if you have a squatter situation, you got to get them out of there with the cops. Okay, you don't go in there fighting. This is mine. Get the popo and get them out. Okay, we want y'all to be safe, because especially in times like this, because after this live, we're going to be doing our first live on Secure Your Energy, and we're going to actually be talking about the foreclosure inforium that is done. We came across this Instagram post from a lawyer's office basically saying that it's thousands of evictions that's being processed in the state of Georgia. So we're going to go into some of that in on our other channel. We're going to invite y'all to teach y'all where that channel is at, and we're going to also talk about some real estate discrimination, some stuff that's going to make people uncomfortable. But when you're securing your energy, you have to understand what's going on around you, what questions to ask, and how to logically approach some things, because some things can be avoided if we read and we don't fall for the hype. And that doesn't matter what nation, what color, because when it came to 2008, everybody was in trouble. But as we say, we're going to talk about discrimination tonight on that other channel, okay? But we're going to keep primetime home buyers, focus on tax liens and tax deeds. That's why I'm not bringing that content here, but I'm going to invite you guys who are interested to go over to Secure Your Energy. So remember, non-judicial, even if you don't see the judge, you may have to move forward and get an eviction done. And you can file a paperwork sometimes in some states for this. Have all your evidence. They'll process it and say, hey, take this to the sheriff office. You got the writ of possession because this is a non-judicial state. And now the sheriff has to go and get those people out. All right. Don't stress yourself. Don't stress yourself. So judicial versus non-judicial foreclosure. So we do know that there's two different types. The judicial foreclosure takes place in many states and are required in many states, that you just can't do a non-judicial. So under these type of foreclosures, a lawsuit will be filed in the judicial system. Judicial system, judge. Okay, remember that. I'm gonna ask y'all, and I want to see some comments. Somebody in the comments. Let me see. Who there? Okay. What is the name of the other channel? Oh, it's Secure Your Energy. Don't worry. I'm going to put it in the description. I'm going to be live about 9 o'clock. I appreciate you. If you have any other questions, but Friday when we come live again, I'm going to say, what's judicial? You're going to like the judge, judicial system. That's all I want to see. JJ. Okay. Because I want y'all to know this. Y'all going to spit this out to your family. You're going to notice they're going to have so much confidence in you. And even when you're able to just, talk about this process, this helps you get lenders. This helps you get angel investors. This helps you get your family involved. They see your excitement. They're like, hey, what? We could get this for this, how much? You start breaking down scenarios like, you remember Auntie June house and what happened? We could have got that property, put somebody in contract, put her in contract because she don't like paying the bills. But we could have kept the house in the family, things like that. This is why I talk to you like this. We're going to talk this out. Okay. So going back to judicial, going in detail, so you can't say I didn't teach you guys this. Under this type of foreclosure, the lender or yourself will file a lawsuit in the system, judicial system, assuming that is a mortgage that's on it if it's a lender, assuming that you are the interest party. All right. At this time, with the formal judicial process, we're going to break this down for you later on. Next month is where we're going to be going into. We're going to be mixing law and foreclosure, but I want to do law first. So towards the end of next month, you're going to be seeing me give you a breakdown of a general foreclosure process that you can take abstractly and apply it to any state that has a judicial process. The timeline may be different. The paperwork may be a little different, but the steps and the consecutively, because the process is uniformly. It's uniform. You take this uniform process and apply it like a cookie cutter. Okay. Evidence based. Y'all know I love it. I'm a geek. Anyway, moving forward, non-judicial foreclosure typically occur, as we tell you, when it's time that the promissory note was not paid or the person missed over the redemption process. Judicial foreclosure states they take the standard procedures. There are about 22. So I'm not going to name all 22, but we're going to name a few. However, there are only a few judicial states versus the non-judicial. So that's a blessing. Okay. So let's just talk about a few judicial states and then we're going to move on. Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Illinois, Maryland. I'm putting Maryland up there. Louisiana, New Jersey. Whew, I've been hesitant. I think I showed y'all Jersey. We did do Jersey, and I'm from Jersey, and I don't even. No disrespect. I don't want to invest in Jersey. It's so complicated. And there's so many other fees. And then they got a 98% redemption rate. I think you just go in there to get to like play dice, just to get your hands wet and because you're gonna get your money back. But there's a lot of other stuff that come with it. I got distracted because I was thinking about Jersey and I'm like, man, I want to invest in Jersey, but it's just so complicated. Ohio, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Vermont, and Virginia. And I want to remind you guys that the Primetime Home Buyer is planning to have a live seminar in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And I'm not going to go that far down. Hopefully in the next 6 weeks. We're trying to plan it between Alabama, Georgia, or South Carolina, wherever we get the most feeds from. And it's looking like South Carolina or Georgia. So I will let you guys know, but I have to remind you guys, we do a free monthly seminar that's 2 hours monthly of basically all of this information in a nutshell. How to get started, what to expect, blah, blah, blah. If you know someone who is interested, who did not have the time to attend our lives, because once you start coming on YouTube, you pop into the video, you're like, what's going on? But you guys who've been here watching know the tax lien game is a little different for you. So if you know somebody, I need y'all to go on the website and go, and it says free webinar. You go there, sign up. It's once a month. It's one Saturday a month. Go in there. It's from 11 to 1. Get all your family to watch. Learn about the tax lien. We're going to have them kids at the tax lien sale. 1,000, 2,000. I'm going to tell y'all, I was telling my kids because I was like, they was like, okay, how's your YouTube channel going? I said, that's going well. And I was like, okay. I said, I've been trying to keep it uniform, just being very, And I was like, but the best video up there is actually the video that we did when we were at the tax lien auction, when we went out there. And also when I went go traveling, those videos. And they was like, oh, wow. That's like, they like those. That's because people like you to be out and doing the thing. And I say, yes, I understand that. But it's very important for us to have a uniform way of learning as well, because they see me at the tax lien auction. They see them saying this, they seeing that, and it's stimulating, but you still never got the bulk of the information, which you got in this last 29 minutes live. You were just stimulated and entertained. So, but that was one of the best videos. I had fun with the kids doing it. My daughter was chopping people head off when she was recording it. It was a great experience. They learned a little bit about it. They got a rush. My son was like, "Man, I just wanted to be like this." I said, "Boy, put your hands in your pocket." He was like, "It was just so exciting, you know." So it is. It is an exciting process. Bring the kids. I have met someone who literally said that they used to go to the tax lien auction for 1 full year and just watch and scope and watch and scope until he knew he was ready. He had his money and he did his thing. So shout out to him because we went to this meeting on this marketing meeting on Thursday, and he was amazing. He was really promoting primetime home buyers. I'll be better with names. All right, so let's move on. Actions of foreclosures. This is hints and tips for you. So I need you guys to remember this. The certificate holder. Now, this is going to be abstractly. Okay. The certificate holders may, at the time after the expiration of the redemption period, move forward to file a complaint in circuit court to foreclose. So if we're doing that, what type of process are we doing? I'm looking at the comments. What process are we doing if we're going to tell a judge? Or we got to go to circuit court? Just say JJ. Okay, judicial process. Okay, it's not the non-judicial. This is just an example. Okay. So now you move forward because you have all rights to redeem on the property related to the certificate purchase. So if it's not move forward in the redemption time and you know what they have to do, you have all rights to do what you need to do as a tax lien investor. And as I say, don't sit on it because the tax lien do expire and the deed do expire too. Some people like to let it ripen a little bit. And if you go into the deed seminar, we talk about the benefits and the disadvantage of letting a tax lien ripen. Because some people want to get some more money. They're like, it's a possibility to get some more money, but then there's a possibility that when you're ready to foreclose, that's all of these things that you have to satisfy. Okay. So now what you will do is actually start off with taking your complaint to the Treasury's office as well. Before you go into circuit court, you're going to take it to the Treasury office depending on the state, but most likely you're going to let them know because some states make you I forgot what state was it. It was like 2 weeks ago. They said that they needed the tag. I think that's one Minnesota with their old crazy self. Yes, Minnesota. You have to research the tax lien that you are interested in investing in and put that person on notice before you invest. So when you invest, you have to tell Minnesota, I told them that I'm going to be investing. That's weird. But that's the example of the notification that they have to get on a treasury level. Okay. That is the first notice. So you're going to move on. Treasury know you're about to move forward. If they are the responsible parties, they'll do that. Once they receive the notice, it'll be a time frame that say 20 days or 15 days from this actual start point, the treasury notice, and they receive and no response. Now you can go to the judge and circuit courts with your evidence. And that evidence is one, you're a tax lien investor or you have rights to the deed. You already let the treasury know. You have your receipts. You have your notice of interest. And then now you're going to start to put them on notice through the courts, not only through the courts, but then you're going to have your sheriff or yourself go to the person's house or the land or wherever the property is at, put notice on there, put a newspaper article. They're like, dag, all of that is worth it. $250,000, baby. Because if you have to do a judicial foreclosure process, I'm going to tell you the average judicial foreclosure process in Maryland was about $3,000. And it was not all at one time. When I did 3 foreclosures at the same time, it was about $10,000. Okay. And that's with everything included. Okay. Recording everything and the taxes that I had to pay for the taxes waiting because the lawyer calculated that into the trust that the money's supposed to go in if you're using a lawyer. If you're not, this is why we teach you about trust. You could create your own trust for your business, tax lien business, fund that trust and use the trust for particular reasons to pay the services you need for title searches, for investments, for lawyers, and use that. And that money will be taxed in accordance to the trust and actually what is the total asset. But that would be considered a business trust. And we went into business trust. You better watch it before I take it down. Snatch, snatch. I don't think I took it down yet. Watch business trust. This is why I share it. I know y'all like, why she put this stuff up here? Because I think like a woman, like a spaghetti, and also evidence based, like a quality assurance nurse. And y'all know that's what I am. And I have to change my frame of mind. I am a real estate teacher, but it's based on evidence based practice. And it's also based on me knowing and learning the whole system. I'm not going to just learn one part. You guys are not going to just learn one part. You're going to learn the brain, the eyeball, the heart, the spleen. Yes, they like, is she talking about that? And it's this real estate. Yes, you're going to learn the real realtor process, the realtor, what they do. You're going to be able to do your own self-title search. You're going to be able to read the deed because you're going to understand contract. You're going to be able to move forward with a foreclosure process, possibly, or be able to guide the person who's doing it for you at least. You're going to be able to finance yourself. You're going to be able to create instruments to house this. This is what we do here. It's just not about tax liens. Welcome to the family, and I love you guys. All right. So now, our goal with the judicial process is what? To get final judgment, to get rid of possession. So we're going to do what we need to do, and we're going to make sure we do it in a timely manner, and we're going to do it in a manner that fits the law. Because Maryland, I'm going to talk about Maryland, they're very strict. If you mess up or miss on something, and then you go to the judge and say, I didn't put a newspaper article, you got to start again. Yes. They like, what? Yes, you got to start again. You're going to put that person on notice again, send it out certified mail. They want it perfect, and you're going to be perfect. Okay. So now we know the interest parties, we put them on notice, and it's not just the home. We're doing the creditors if they have creditors. And the research I show you, you're going to be able to see and understand frivolous liens. Some of these liens are frivolous, and that's why when we go into the UCC, you're going to be able to really identify if they're real, okay, through the UCC, because that's the end result. They're submitted on a county level, but they're all in the UCC, which is the connection to every piece of commerce dealing with debtor and creditor. Okay, so put everybody on notice, and we definitely want to know if we have somebody in the house. I didn't remind y'all, but if you have somebody in the house, especially in the judicial process, there is going to be an extra step, and there may be just a little bit more time. They may have an extra 30 days more. They may have to have time to get mitigation. When you put them on notice, you say, hey, this is what you have to pay. This is how much I paid. This is the bill. We can set forth mitigation based on this terms. Because according to some laws in some states, you have to show mitigation attempts. If not, you messed up. Okay? It's not that complicated. Once you know one state, you got it. Okay? So we want the final judgment, and we want to make sure that everybody's going to be satisfied. Let me just teach you how to negotiate just a little bit before we move on to this deed document, because we're going into 40 minutes into the broadcast. You got somebody in the house. They're about to lose their house. They are trying to give you a hard time to get out. And they can't do that. If some people will do that. You can say, hey, man, hey, sir, I'm going to give you $1,000 to move out by Friday. It will save you a headache. Have some buffer money. I say, I'll give you $500. They'll take it. You want to have some negotiation money, because some people are hardcore. Some people are hardcore, and they're going to sit in that house, and they're going to say, this is my house, especially when we're dealing with the mindset that we have of people these days and the desperateness. So I need you guys to be safe, because people look at tax lien investors and tax deeds sometimes like we be thieves, like we stealing. And I told you it's not stealing. We just coming in like a thief in the night. But no, we're just coming in through the back door. And this is how the way it should be, because this is how I'm used to it. You know, coming from the islands, we actually just start paying taxes, more taxes in Haiti. Well, my family is from Haiti. I'm born out here. My family's from Barbados and Haiti. And what we do out there is you buy the land is yours forever. No loans, no bankers, unless you're gonna do build on it, and they not. It's not. It wasn't as sharp as it is out here. So you'll have a family to family lend you some some money. Maybe they took it from they FIFA, and people don't know what that is. Basically, it's a group of your family members who put money together every month, and one family member can get it once a year to do what they need to do for a project for colleges. This is how people function where I'm from, and I'm sharing this with you guys. So this is why I love to share, and I'm so used to it. Okay, now you take that money from the FIFA and you go put it into the home, and now you can go invest without the bankers, and you have a home that's clear and free because you already put your money in with your family. That's how they did it. But we never had to pay mortgages. We just paid the taxes if we had to. And Haiti, I'm gonna be honest, my grandma just started talking about taxes. She never talked about that when I was a little girl. But I gotta ask her how far back. But it's good. You pay some taxes because it's things that need to be built, infrastructure, but you gotta have a good government. That's another story. All right, so not to get off topic, now we're going to go into a notice of foreclosure example. All right, I hope you guys are enjoying the live and all the information I'm able to share with you. You know, I love to share and I love to learn, and I appreciate you guys being here because I love it. I love to learn, I love to share. I'm such a geek, I'm ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Definitely don't mind to me. I'm in rare form today. It's been rough. All right, so now this is an example of a website called Business in the Box. You see why we talk about creating your own business, creating your own entity. Hint, hint, hint. There's a lot of online platforms that will help you set up your business that don't cost a lot of money. As long as you self driven, you can create some of these documents yourself. So this is just an example of a notice of intent to foreclose. And here they have a lot of different downloadable PDFs for you, where you'll be able to download these PDFs, take it and fill in the information that you need. Now, I'm hoping I can zoom in. Can you guys see this really good? I'm gonna get myself on the screen. Can y'all see this a little bit better? There we go. It's the same with me on the screen or not. Okay. So I'm gonna share the link for you guys so you guys can see it. But let me share it in the comments. Y'all can get it right now. I like this one. Interact. And I'm gonna have eventually put up my StreamYard link when we get more people to come in. And if y'all have questions for me, I'll be here. We'll talk about it. So we're gonna start streaming, putting the Stream Live link in starting next month. So y'all come on. Sometimes I come on 15 minutes early, not that many times 15 minutes late. And we come back some questions. So here's the link that I'm going to be showing you guys. Is right in the question. I mean, right in the comment box. Here you go. So object notice of intent to foreclose. Right here is all your information, and you want to put the county information, the treasury office, if these are parties that need to get CC'd on this. Okay, this is general information, educational purposes only. Okay, so you are hereby notified that the unsigned intent to foreclose under provisions of the certain agreement expedited by one on the date. Now, provision of certain agreement. This is where you want to put some law in there. This is what you want to put in accordance to the state law. You basically have met the redemption period, and according to this date, as of this date, you are defaulted past the redemption. Something to that nature. Don't say it like that. Be more professional. Whereas about certain properties described as follows was given as security for the payment. This is where you want to put the property's information and the description. You want this to match. You want everything to be aligned across the board. You already did your due diligence. You already saw the deed match here. I mean, the deed matched the description deed. It matched on the tax assessors our website, and everything else was consecutive. We're making sure that that same thing you'll copy and paste and put it right in here. Okay. So here go description. You are hereby further notice that unless you pay, you got one more time to pay within this number of days, and this is according to the state. And you want to put that law in there if you want to be, technical like me, technical Susie, and this law too. You can put that there. And when you go on the county website, I promise you, most counties is going to refer you to where to get that law. You just got to read and don't be aggravated with redundantness. We're going to talk about how law is written. Okay. All of which now are due and payable pursuant to the condition as of the agreement, plus charges at the rate provided for in said agreement from date hereof to date of payment. Secure party shall take possession of the said property. You are the secure party. You are first in line. I like that. I like that. Okay. Further, it is said property sales for less than the amount then due under the terms of the agreement, you will be obligated for the deficiency. If you think that you're going to do a short sale, you're going to do a what kind of title that a deed that we said we're going to question if we see? We did warranty deed, and the other one, these are red lights. We love warranty deed, and the red light is what? I'm going to ask y'all on Friday. Quit claim deed. Quit claim deed. I gotta say it like that because y'all know my accent. I'll be saying quick, but it's quit. And I remember as quick because you quickly transfer the property with well, you still have the liability for the mortgage, but it's no security to the person who's receiving it. It's not even obligated that you own the property under a quit claim. So they telling you if you want to do that in this letter, I'm giving you a heads up. You gonna owe me. Okay. Yep. So I wanted to show you this. I'm not gonna go into all of this stuff because y'all know I like to go in and go in. Y'all can go straight to this website and start clicking. Notice of intent to file, mechanic. What is that? Mechanical lien. You want to read this. Why not pull it up and look at it? So when you go into the UCC, you're going to be like, oh, this is it. Mechanical lien. You're going to train your eyes right now. But before we get into the UCC, because you're going to be able to find this stuff. Notice of intent to sell goods. Checklist, personal file. They got a lot of stuff here. Legal notice, virus notice, disclosure notice. I like this because I had to do a disclosure on the website. So it was amazing to find these things online to actually help us. Okay. I just want to know, guys, y'all let me know if we did a good job today. You put your comment at the bottom. Let Lashley know, did you learn anything? Because I enjoy putting this together. This all information that was shared today is actually part of the foreclosure and the deed process. The things that I showed you today, the deed seminar, the things I showed you was a bridge. I'm not going to just have bit. When you put the pieces together, it's going to make sense. If you were able to take the soft title search, you'll have this information. And if you wanted to just do the foreclosure, because you're like, I know what a tax lien is, I know what a deed is, I know how to look up the state, but I need to be detailed to protect myself. So I don't need the whole program. I'm just going to take the seminar. You can do that. But my best bet to you is to take the full program. It's much cheaper because the full program is $199 and you have access to the soft title search, the deed, and the foreclosure seminar, and over the counter. Okay. And if you start buying them in section to section, it's going to increase how much you spend. So if you're at the point where I'm an expert, I know this. When you go in, if you want to just be a family member, not just coming on YouTube, we're here for on Mondays and Fridays. But what we're trying to do is create a family environment on the app as well as on the website. Yes, we do have an app for you guys. So we want you guys from across the states, across the country to talk, to be friends, to share information. We're not in competition over here. We work as a family. We family. You my family. I claim you guys. So anyway, I love you guys. I just wanted to share the tone, continue to let you know, strive, be well. I'm going to see the guys who I don't see in about an hour on Friday. We're going to be going over another state with you guys and maybe doing 2 uploads or 1. And I want to say thank you. So whoever's interested in seeing the Secure Your Energy broadcast is going to be much different. It's not going to be uniformal. I am going to be more funny, but I am going to be more truthful about our current situation. And I wanted to divide the platforms because I want to keep this focused on this. So I love you guys. Please look on the description. I'll be live in about 45 minutes. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Bye, back to you.